Okay, this is welcome to week 5 and 6. And we are already in midterm, guys. So this week is kind of all about learning about citations and copyright, preservation of good copyright practices, avoiding any kind of copyright infringement, any kind of lawsuits or plagiarism claims. Okay, so week 5 and 6 is divided into two sections, of course, and one is your portfolio work that you'll be working on. And I'm going to make a separate announcement regarding that one. But this announcement, this first announcement, I want to just go through week 5 from the welcome all the way down to week 5-6 assignment 1 discussion. Okay, so basically, what is this about? In this couple modules, where this module week 5-6, we're going to take a look at how you are going to start laying out your work based on a few decisions that you've made last week and the week before. So basically what you're doing is you're going to consider questions you should ask yourself while deciding the best format for your portfolio. All right, and this, you'll see this a lot in this week 5-6 is a lot of self-inventory type thing, where this module is asking you to take a look at the work that you've done and the work that you've submitted and the written work, and kind of take a look and inventory your work, so to speak, and ask yourself, am I doing everything I possibly can do to leave this class with the finest portfolio I can and learn as much about the state of the industry and it, as well as developing, planning, and presenting my portfolio. Okay, so just, I guess, ask yourself these questions throughout this week. I'll bring that up again in just a couple seconds. What's yours and what's not is yours. This is pretty good. Good written synopsis of how things basically work. A couple of things here. This book right here is very close to my desk. It's on my bookshelf, within an arm's reach, and it always has been. American Institute of Graphic Arts. If you're not familiar with this organization, please click and please start looking around. This is the Holy Grail, as it were. This is it. This is where all designers go to for reference and for. We all use it very, very heavily. I highly recommend you become familiar with it. There are student chapters, and you may consider trying to join. I think that all professionals, just about everyone, every designer, professional designer, teacher, studio head, are all members of AIGA. And so I think it's really important for you to become familiar with that. Copyright 101, a few basic points. This is kind of the nuts of things. Nuts and bolts of the way this stuff works. Okay, and I think the rule of thumb while reading this section is that you're going to be going to work in a studio or an agency or for yourself, and in doing so you are going to be representing either yourself or another group or individual in the presentation of visual graphics. In doing so, you need to understand what you can use in those graphics and what you can't use, and what needs to be properly cited and properly credited. Without this knowledge, it's very difficult for someone like myself or some other studio head to take a look at a student and say, yes, I am willing to take a chance on you because I think that it's going to be a good investment. I can't say that without seeing proof that you know how to cite your work and that you know about copyright and you understand how copyright works, what you can use, what you cannot use, how do you check, and how do you protect your work from being stolen by someone else. Okay, crediting work, this is important. I'm going to go ahead and say you have, this class we use MLA formatting. What is MLA formatting, you ask? Let's jump over to Purdue OWL. This is Purdue Online Writing Lab, aka OWL. So if you can just remember Purdue and OWL, you're in. And what is the significance of the Purdue OWL Writing Lab? Is a higher education, Purdue University, and it's a very, very sought after source in the general research and citation techniques involved in higher education writing and presentation. So you're interested in right here, MLA guide. Click that open, and you have all sorts of things. Now, this right here, especially, because this can show you how to cite everything: books, periodicals, electronic sources, websites, etc., etc., etc. So, okay, so yes, that is very important. So let's move on, shall we? Okay, we copyright free material. General rule of thumb here, guys, is that nothing is copyright free. Nothing is copyright free, so to speak. Everything has a copyright associated with it. It's up to you to find out what that copyright entails. There's no such thing as royalty free. Doesn't mean that you can just use it any way you want. Best rule of thumb here, guys, is that if you are in doubt whatsoever, contact the original artist or the original designer, photographer, and ask for permission. If you're in doubt about anything that you may have picked up in some of the image stock houses, Getty Images or whatever, just make sure that you look at that site, read the fine print, and make sure that all is well. Now, in assembling your portfolio in education, we get a lot of leeway. So, but this is where you learn. So this is where you have to learn to do to show that what you've learned. Academic honesty basically is another part of that area where I'm saying a little bit of a self-inventory where you look at your work and you say, okay, I am going to make sure that I cite everything I need to cite, make sure that everybody who is involved in a specific project gets credit, etc., etc. Okay, so read through that. Related resources is good. I want to bring your attention to Graphic Arts Guild. If you click that open, you'll come to this site right here. This is the Graphic Artists Guild, and it's a wonderful site, but I want to draw your attention to this specific link right here called Handbook. Let's click that open, and we'll see that this is the Graphic Artists Guild Handbook on Pricing and Ethical Guidelines. And this is the Bible, guys. Comes out every year or so. And mine's, my camera we're on, mine's right here. It's on my desk. It never leaves my desk. And I probably go to this book 5 or 6 times a day, easily, every day of the year. So, of course, you can imagine mine is pretty tattered. They come out every year, and I get one every year. I recommend you do too. You can buy it right here, but I wouldn't do that just yet. What I would do is I would just get online, start doing some research to see if there's someplace you can get a student discount. Excuse me. I'm sure there is. If you can't afford it right now, go to a, one of the, see if you can get a used copy somewhere. Last year's copy or the year before, because the bulk of the information is going to be the same. And at least you'll have it in your hot little hands and you'll be able to look at it, look through it, and see why it is so much sought after and so well respected, so to speak. Okay, let's jump back to developing your personal style. This is, once again, I mean, you're going to use that personal inventory thing, but this is asking you to take a look at what you've done and are you doing as much as you can do it? Are you doing as much as you can do, basically? Crafting your style through Unity, and then midterm evaluation. Okay, we've got the 6-1 discussion. I'm not really going to spend too much time in here, guys. You know what? These are the way these are done, this steps to success right here. This really is steps to success. If you follow this, you will get an A on each of these assignments. It's that simple. But you got to follow each one of these. You really have to follow these, okay? And let's take a look at something here, right here, like stuff like this, industry-related design career trends. Well, just by teaching this class, I get a lot of students whose first initial post is going to be design trends. And then I go back and I say, read the question a little bit closer. It's industry-related design career trends. That means you're gonna show us trends in the career, in design careers. Okay, meaning, what do students do? Are more students going to school, going to work in studios after school, in advertising agencies after graduation, or working for themselves? And show some research. And this is really important for you because it could affect your job search. Excuse me. Okay, and just make sure that you follow this. let's get that in, and I'm going to do another video here in just 1 second about the part 2, the portfolio work for this week. Okay, thanks guys. Any questions at all, you know I'm right here, so please don't hesitate to contact me. Thanks guys.